What is going on, guys? Welcome to the first episode of the Eclipse series. If you missed the reveal, I'll link that up in the corner as well as down below. Be sure to check that out because that is a very special video to me. In this video, we're actually going to be picking the car up, tearing it all down, and figuring out what exactly is the issue.
And I'll give you a little hint. It couldn't have gotten much worse than it did.
Today's a big day, ladies and gentlemen. Today is hopefully the day we're gonna be picking up the new daily and a new project for the channel. I'm doing a little trade deal, so I got a lot more on the trailer. We got Eli in the tow rig.
Chugging C4.
Yes, chugging C4 because this is really early in the morning for him.
It's like 3 o'clock in the morning for me.
Yeah, pretty much. This guy works the night shift, so hats off and respect because I would probably die. Yeah. The car has been acquired. Initial impressions. What do you think?
Put it to work. Needs some work, but we'll clap it out and it'll be a good daily drive.
My initial impressions, I think it's gonna need more work than we thought. Which we'll talk about when we get back to the shop, and I'll show you exactly what symptoms I'm seeing that make me think that. But overall, the car's not too bad. I'm excited to have another project finally. I'm excited to have another daily finally.
Yeah, daily project.
Let's go back to the shop, get this thing unloaded, and we'll talk some more about it. Well guys, I'm really excited to bring this car to the channel now. This is officially my new daily slash project slash daily. This is supposed to be a daily, but not. So basically, this is my new 2G Eclipse, and I still can't believe that I'm looking at this thing here in front of the shop and that it is officially mine. But holy crap, this thing is so freaking cool. It has been neglected, that is for sure. It needs a lot of TLC. I'll get into the plans that I have for the car here eventually, but first we need to really take a look at what is wrong initially with the car. So initially the car runs and drives kind of, but it does not sound too hot. When we were loading the car up, I noticed blue smoke. It seemed to be like coming from the exhaust, or I don't really know, but I started to worry a little bit because I'm like, oh no, did I just buy a car that's gonna need to have the motor rebuilt and need rings done? I mean, not the end of the world, but not really what I was hoping for. After getting the car home and everything, moving it around, we started to take a closer look and we realized, hey, wait a second. The smoke is not only coming from back there, but up here, and it looks like the exhaust is wet. So I think this car actually has an oil leak of some sort, whether it be the oil pan or something like that. Oil cooler line, if it has an oil cooler, or hopefully nothing too crazy major, but it does nevertheless look like it has an oil leak of some sort. So we're gonna dive in and try to figure out exactly what's going on with that before we get too far with the car, figure out exactly what kind of mechanical work needs to be done to get this thing, you know, running and driving reliably. Guys, I already know I gotta pop this hood for you though. There she is. There's the beautiful 2-liter 16-valve dual overhead cam. Nothing too crazy, but that's honestly what I love about it. As you can see, it already has an aftermarket exhaust header on it. I don't know what brand, but it seems to be in decent shape. It also has an AEM intake, a coil that's missing bolts for some reason. It actually has no bolts in it. I didn't realize that. It literally looks like the same exact coil that's in the PT GT and in the PT Cruisers. What the heck? And you can see things look a little wet here, I'm guessing from the valve cover gasket. Overall though, not too dang bad. With a good cleaning and a full refresh, we should be good. And hopefully once we figure out whatever is leaking down in there and get it fixed, we'll be set to go as well. What a sight for sore eyes. One of the first things that stood out to me, these cam gears look awfully familiar. Here's the cam gears off of my SRT4 engine right here. You'll notice on this side it says 2.4 liter front, and then on this side it says 2 liter front. So on my 2.4 liter SRT4 engine, they go on like this, but on a 2 liter, they go like this. And if you notice, they are basically the exact same cam gears. So it's making me wonder, it looks like I just bought one of the cousins to my other motor, which is actually kind of freaking cool. Also makes me wonder, it might be really easy to SRT4 swap one of these. We're gonna keep that in mind. I know Dodge and Mitsubishi had their things together, but I never really thought that, hey, this might have some similar parts on it. That honestly makes me really happy because I love working on the SRT4 platform. I love working on the PT Cruiser platform. I love PT Cruisers and the Neons and all of them. And this is very similar. So I'm really excited to work on this thing. Well, boys, I just made an interesting discovery. I don't know about y'all, but I ain't seen no dang oil on that dipstick. Just maybe a tad bit at the bottom. There's just a tiny bit at the bottom. No wonder why the engine sounded so bad. Well, that's not good. We were in a hurry. We didn't really have time to check, but it looks like the car was indeed low on oil and it was making some bad noises. So at this point, I'm really hoping the engine's okay, but don't judge us too hard for it. Well, actually, you know what? Judge us. It's okay. I don't care. But either way, I'm kind of worried now, and I'm really hoping that the engine at least won't need to be rebuilt right away, but I guess we'll find out. Possibly some flaking going on. So I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up, but I do see a little bit of sparkliness, but honestly, it could be a lot worse from things I've seen in the past. Ooh. Well, that looks not a whole lot different. I got a new oil filter in there and the drain plug back in. Something interesting I just noticed though is over here on the oil pan, it looks like there was a drain that someone put on there for like a turbo at some point and then like cut it off and welded it shut maybe? I don't know. That is very sus though. Yeah, hold up. Dude, what? There's literally oil peeing out right now. Well, no wonder why it was leaking oil. That little oil drain is literally draining the oil. Well, at least we found where the main oil leak is. What? I'm still just like, wow. So I think what I'm gonna do is temporarily, very temporarily, use some epoxy on that little thing sticking out of the oil pan, like some JB Weld. Get it plugged up so that we can at least, you know, get oil in the car enough that we can start it up, run it a little bit more, see what the health of the motor looks like. I don't want to pull it all apart right now and rebuild it if I don't have to, although everything that we're uncovering here is making it look like it's gonna need to be rebuilt. We'll find out. I am gonna go ahead and start working on that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that right there is our epoxy, pretty much cured. It looks terrible and it's really sketching me out, but hopefully it will be enough to at least get this motor with some oil in it turning over and running, and we can see what we're working with. Well, yeah, while I was waiting for the epoxy to cure, I fixed the clutch switch because it was really, really tough. You had to like press all the way with your foot really hard to get it to even try to start, but it should work now. So let's see if I found the right relay, and if the fuel pump doesn't prime, then I'll go ahead and crank the car over a bunch to get some oil flowing. Sound is. It could be rod knock. I don't know. I don't like it though. The valve cover was so greasy, I almost dropped it. But we're good. Upon initial inspection, the cam lobes look okay, but we could very well have a collapsed lifter. Maybe spin the engine by hand and see what we're working with. All right, got Dad out here helping me now. He's cranking the car over while I got the valve cover off, because I'm curious to see if it's like a lifter or something. But he cranked it over once, I didn't hear anything, so we'll do it one more time. Oh wait, stop, wait, hold up. I just realized something. I didn't see it was squirting oil here and getting in there. Whoops.
Yeah. I'm sure of that now. It's kind of right in the center here.
Is it?
Yeah.
So today I'm going to be starting out by doing a compression test so I can see what the general health of the rings and everything are, and maybe get some more information from that. As we found out last night, just from having the valve cover off and cranking the motor over and some initial inspection, there's nothing that looks particularly wrong with the valve train, but something sounds very, very bad. I just went ahead and pulled the plugs out and they're all looking pretty good. There's no, what I can tell as major evidence of like ring or piston failure or anything. They all actually look very good. They're a really good spark plug too. They're an NGKR, which I think is pretty decent spark plug. So we're looking good there. I am gonna go ahead and get my little borescope out and try to take a peek down in each of the cylinders. If I see anything good, I'll show you guys, but otherwise we'll go ahead and skip right into our compression test.
All right, well, it kind of tipped over, but I think the needle stopped moving. What are we looking at for cylinder one? Oh, that actually looks really good. About 140, maybe, something like that. All right, cylinder number two. $125, so, I mean, that is a little lower. All right, cylinder three. Oh, this one might be lower. I can't tell. Ooh, that's amazing. So we're looking at about 110, it looks like. Last but not least, cylinder four. $150, or a little less than 150. So cylinder four is real healthy.
Interesting. Our final compression test numbers actually don't look too terrible. Cylinder 3 and cylinder 4, the difference there is a bit concerning. Usually about 25% difference is the max that you want to see, and that's exactly what that is. It's like right at 25. So if it was any worse, I would be concerned, but we're like right on the edge. So you can tell this motor's been through some abuse, but the rings, at least the compression side, has held together as it is enough. So it is an awfully horrific noise to be like a lifter or a valve. What else could it be? I don't know. That's what we're gonna find out today. What the heck?
Well, that explains some things.
My luck has been so bad.
Well, one thing that I will say is it's really easy to remove the timing right now. All I gotta do is pull that off and we're good to go. I already see the tensioner just flop. You can see normally this tensioner is supposed to push up to put tension on it, but it's not even like, well, now I think it depressed some, but that should be extended way more up out of there, I believe.
Judging by our compression test, everything is seemingly okay. So I'm just gonna send it, fix the tensioner that obviously needs to be fixed, and then I guess we'll go from there.
I'm out here the next day. I ran around all morning and I finally found one place up in the city that had a new tensioner for this car. So finally got that, so we can go ahead and continue working on this. I just gotta go ahead and pull the crank pulley off and then we can get everything in time. I already pulled the alternator belt off and pulling these little bolts out. Someone already put an aftermarket, like a lightweight crank pulley on this, it looks like. And it's held in by these three like Allen nuts. So I figured I might as well take advantage and pull those out. Then I can use that crank bolt to go ahead and turn the crank to get everything lined up and in time. There we go. Easy enough. All right, we're getting close. All right, that's almost there. Two 13mm are holding this tensioner in, and then I can go ahead and pull that out. I've got the timing marks pretty close, so. All right, out comes the old tensioner. And right here in this box is our new one from AutoZone. Yep, that's the same one. Alright, so we got our timing mark pretty much lined up on the crank. We got these ones lined up here. Kind of a cool trick is I like to look at where the mark is and then see where it lines up with the tooth and then follow that part of the tooth down to the back to where the mark is to make sure that they're lined up. So now we're gonna go ahead and run the belt around and we should be good. All right guys, our tensioner's all in there, so let's go ahead and pull the pin. All right, boys, another day working on the Eclipse. So my plan today is I'm gonna go ahead and try to drop the oil pan. I don't know if it's possible with the motor and everything in the car like it is, but I'm gonna try to do it. It's gonna be tight where the subframe goes under near the transmission, but I guess we'll see once we get to that. Worst case scenario, I could support the motor and remove that subframe. So far, the oil pan looks about how I expected it. It's a lot of shavings, but they look to be aluminum, which is odd. There's no like copper looking anything or metal. It's not magnetic. It's just a little concerning, but everything I'm doing is me going on a whim. But everything up in here looks pretty good. I believe it was number 2 or 3. The piston had a little bit more play than the others, but I believe that was also the one that had slightly lower compression, so kind of to be expected. Everything actually looks really, really good, which I'm surprised, to be honest. Also, I thought I was gonna get a view at balance shafts from here, but I do not see anything of the sort up in this engine. I don't even know if it has balance shafts. Maybe it has something under this front cover, but I don't think so. Definitely a bit odd, but yeah, no balance shafts to be found. And also nothing major in the pickup tube. There is a small piece of what looks to be aluminum, but other than that, nothing else. Eli's finally back from vacation, so I have slave labor again. Yes. So we're removing the cams today. Got pretty much everything ready. The head is like almost ready to come off as it sits. We are gonna verify that there is no lifter issue by pulling the cams out. This will be like the final tell, and then we'll take the head off if we need to. Hopefully not.
They're just not doing their job.
Well. What are your thoughts? I don't know yet. Could be a lot better, but well, you know, let me eat these noodles while I think about it.
Okay.
Can Kraft sponsor us?
Dude, if we got sponsored by Kraft,
I would be fat.
Almost got
what do you think? Well, I think somewhat normal to me. Huh. Okay, stop. Does this look sus to you? Yeah.
Is that it?
Yep.
God dang it.
Do it again. Bruh. Oh. Yeah. Bruh. Yep. That's what a normal one sounds like. Well,
I need to order some parts.
yeah.
So that's right, ladies and gentlemen, the Eclipse has rod knock, which is not what I originally thought. That's not what I expected. That's not what I hoped for, but it honestly makes sense, and it kind of sucks, to be honest. This car, specifically this motor, was extremely neglected by the previous owner. I don't know what was going on with that oil little thing on the side of the oil pan and why it was all just spewing out and why it was run that low on oil to the point where we were having rod knock issues. But nonetheless, that is indeed what happened. So I'm gonna go into it more in the next episode. We basically spun a bearing due to probably low oil pressure. It did wear some things down, but after doing some calculating, some figuring, we are pretty sure that with some cleaning up, this current motor is going to be okay. We are going to be getting new pistons, new rod bearings, and new rings and everything like that. And we're gonna be rebuilding what we have here and seeing if we can make it work. Honestly, just out of curiosity, just like a lot of the things we do on this channel, it's a learning experience for us and you guys. So we're gonna see what we can do with this current motor, but if not, to grab another used 420A somewhere out of something, maybe in a junkyard or a used motor or something. It wouldn't be too bad. It wouldn't be the end of the world. So we'll see. We got to spend a little bit of time on this, but it's gonna come together now pretty quickly that we have everything figured out. So stay tuned for the rebuilding the Eclipse episode that should be out within the next few days. I'm so excited to get this thing back together and hear it run again so that we can finally start working on the aesthetics. Hit the thumbs up button down below, please, if you enjoyed the video. That helps me out a lot. Also, be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications if you haven't already, because that helps you stay up to date. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this quick little video. You rock, God bless, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.